Hello, Internet. We're Sam and Kelsey. I'm Sam. This is Kelsey. This is our lame life. We're going to start doing a vlog / YouTube channel thing. Basically, a couple's vlog, like some people do. But we navigate kind of different. Because one, we're currently in a long-distance relationship. And two, we both have cerebral palsy. So I like to think those things make it a little bit unique. This first video is just going to be an introduction to the channel itself and the story of how we met. We met on a Facebook group of all things called Reformed Harmony. #RHWorks. Basically what Reformed Harmony is, without going into too much detail, it's basically a Facebook group for single Christian people who believe similarly to the way we believe. And we can do a whole nother video on that later. Mm-hmm. We met kind of, sort of, virtually in a Zoom, which is a video chat app for those of you who've never used it. We saw each other, and I was like, hey, this girl is cute. And I found out that she lived in my state.
When I first joined the Zoom, I kind of just did it because it was something new and something I've never seen before. So I was like, this is cool. And it was a way to meet people in the group. And it was different for me personally. I don't really put myself out there and do those things. So I was like, well, I can try this, see how it goes. At first, we didn't really interact much.
Shout out to Sierra, who who got her attention, got her to speak up, asked her direct questions, which got me to perk up and like, oh, I need to listen now.
The group is diverse and
all over the world.
All over the world.
And a lot of introverts and a lot of extroverts taking over the conversations mostly. So that especially didn't help her in her speaking up.
Once the questions started, I guess that started my interest, or like,
you noticed.
I noticed, and I was like,
she noticed me.
Yeah. So I think we were both on each other's radar from that point.
I tried to send her a friend request and couldn't because we had no mutual friends. So timeline of events was November was the Zoom, and then January was when she sent me a friend request. I think before that we were interacting in the group, and that was the ableism.
The ableism post got me to where I could send a friend request. Like, yes. It got to where it wouldn't look weird.
Yeah, exactly. You felt comfortable. A friend in the group posted it in the group. It was a YouTube video from the perspective of somebody with spina bifida who was doing kind of a similar thing that we're doing, talking about her life and her experiences with her disability. And I'm in no way putting that down, but it was definitely something we didn't necessarily agree with. Like, ableism is a thing, but she kind of took it to a level that I would not. Our friend that posted it tagged me specifically because she knew that I had cerebral palsy and asked me what my opinion was. And then Kelsey comments, and I'm like, wait a minute, what could she possibly have? Because from the video chat and from a picture on Facebook, you can't really tell as far as she's concerned. And I don't usually get to ask people that question. It's usually directed at me, so it was kind of cool. And I asked her, and she said she had CP. So I was like, well, that's something we have in common then. The interest spike, it wasn't just like she has CP, therefore I can be interested in her. That opens up a whole nother discussion because it's like,
might come in future.
I mean, this is basically what made it so easy for us, because all of the misgivings and the preconceived notions about somebody with a disability from an able-bodied person's perspective, if you were trying to pursue somebody with a disability, you'd have all kinds of questions. But when you have not only a disability, both have a disability, but have the same disability, a lot of that goes out the window because you can, you get each other. After all that happened, she sent me a friend request. We were still kind of just interacting and feeling each other out. And within RH, there's these group chats within Messenger. And some of them are by state. And so we have a Louisiana group chat. And you have different people that you contact when you want to join. I was the contact for the particular Louisiana group, so she had to at me and be like, hey, can you add me? So that was kind of cool. That kind of broke the ice a little bit more. You were already, like, kind of sort of I don't want to say interested, because it's like... Intrigued, yeah. Like, who is this guy? What's he about? He's kind of cute. And I was feeling the same way. So it was like, the more interaction, the better. I think we interacted over Reese's Cups. Yes, we both love Reese's. That was... I shared something, and then you commented on it. It was great. And I told my guy friends, I was like, dudes, she likes Reese's. And, just like... Because at that point, you're just like, every little... thing in common is like a big deal, And then we were in the group chat, and then we kind of interacted in the group chat. I'm not as active as I used to be because, I got this one. I don't need to be Mr. Popular anymore. After that, I was like, okay, I'm going to, as the kids say, slide into her DMs. And I sent her like a GIF that was like of an explosion, and I was like, friendship bomb. And at the time, she had a friend in there. She added her to the Louisiana group chat as well, and like everybody was interacting with her. Yeah,
our friends. We were literally talking about our friends.
So when I said friendship bomb, she assumed that I was talking about how her friend got dogpiled basically when she added her, and but I was just trying to make her randomly get in there, but it opened the door to conversation. And you were going to Disney, on your way to Disney at the time.
Yeah, I was packing for Disney when he sent me that.
Yeah. So that was DM day. That was February 3rd.
Yes, February 3rd.
I remember dates. We talked that first day, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to overdo it. I'm just going to chill and not say a word. But she messaged me, and so then I was like, this has never happened before. She wants to talk to me. What does this mean? And come to find out, she was talking to me while she was at Disney, while she was in line. I'm like...
there's not much else to do in line.
You're ruining. I felt important. I felt special. Not only did you...
I'm just kidding.
Not only did you...
No, it was. Because the people that were with me were like, Kelsey, put the phone down. After I came back from Disney, we had a rabbit room, which is... kind of like you share a screen so you can watch the same thing and chat at the same time.
It's Skype, but you can also watch things. We watched she's really into true crime. I like detective stories and comedy. Mm-hmm. So Psych was kind of like the best of both worlds. We kind of skipped over, like we said, Happy Valentine's Day, but we weren't there yet, so we didn't
claim
make a big deal about it yet. I didn't want to, and I think somewhere in between there I called you Bud. That was when I called you Bud.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother video. Let's not go into that. Back up a bit. When we did I think it was the first rabbit room. We went to dinner and came back. Like we both wanted to talk.
It was pretty much like a full day thing. Yeah. It was like 6 hours or something.
Because you were off on Fridays and I worked from home, so it was just like we had a whole day just on a video chat. And again, I was like, she wants to talk to me. This is weird. So the next time we had a rabbit room, I was like, hey, I kind of like you. I think you're cute. I don't even remember my exact words, but it was along the lines of, you want to maybe see if this could possibly be more than friends. And she was like, yeah, I'm okay with that. Like I remember what she said. She was like, yeah, I'd be okay with that. It was very chill, and I was like, okay. I mean, she wasn't super excited. So how do I read that?
He started. I kind of knew where it was going, and then CP took over, and it was really funny.
Me, my CP took over.
Yeah.
Probably. That makes sense. When you get nervous, like your vocal cords and just body in general tightens up. So it's like, and you can hear it in the voice, and it's So that's what she means when CP took over. Fast forward to Easter weekend.
Originally, we were going to meet my birthday, or either my birthday weekend, like either before or after my birthday.
But she was like, I want to meet you now. We hung out with her parents. We played cards, and we were really quiet and awkward. I think I called you babe during the card game. I was like, it's your turn, babe. And then I just wanted to see what it sounded like, how it felt, and I liked it. We met in the Zoom, and then
in November.
Then we hung out in the rabbit room in February, but then we met here in person in March.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to April 21st, 2018. Yeah. So in the group that we're in, that we met in, they'll have meetups, and they're usually like regional or state based. So there was a meetup in Dallas. So our plan was still to come back in May and everything. And I was going with my friend Zach, who is now married, to Dallas. We started doing regular like breakfast vid chats on Tuesdays when she was off, and on Fridays. So we were talking the Tuesday of that week that I was going to go to this meetup, and I was like, man, I really wish you could come. That would be so fun.
That day I knew like Tuesday was a good day to book flights. And I was like, well, maybe I could make it up there. But I didn't want to tell him, so I made it a surprise. I tentatively planned a trip to a baseball game with my best friend.
Right.
And so I texted her, and I was like, well, if you don't hate me, I think I'm going to go to Dallas.
Right.
Or,
And surprise Sam.
And she was like, yes. As far as Sam knew, I had planned to
go. Yeah, like that was still the plan.
I had planned to go to a baseball game with her. I had talked with the host, and then she had talked with his friend Zach.
Yeah. So
and
Zach was in on it too.
I got in on a Friday, so I spent the whole day Friday with the host. And they didn't get there till Saturday, so I was there an entire day.
It's funny because in hindsight, I see all the clues, but I was just like, I didn't want to get my hopes up, so I'm just like actively oblivious. We had a group chat specifically for the meetup. I was just, being goofy and saying, I really wish Kelsey could come, yada, yada, yada. The people that arrived on Friday were hanging out. They went to, a drive-in movie?
Yeah, movie.
I said that, and so the girls that were in there were like egging me on, getting me to talk about her. I had no clue that she was right there with them. Even Zach was dropping hints on the drive over, and it never even crossed my mind. We meet up with everybody that Saturday at a Modern Art Museum in Fort Worth, I think. I had to go to the bathroom. Like, we had drove straight to the museum. And so Zach goes in first to get a wheelchair so that I can do the art museum without wearing myself out. He says hi to everybody, and then he tells her, you need to hide because he's got to pee. And if he sees you and gets excited, that's not going to be good. Which is true. I would have lost it. And, more than just my excitement. So she hid in, like, the coat check room or something. I take a while to go to the bathroom, so everybody's waiting. The video that I'm probably going to edit it now, but the video originally 7 minutes long because it was a live stream. And Jessica, the friend that's filming, is, like, waiting, and she's like, come on, Sam. And, it takes me a minute, especially if I'm in a wheelchair. It's a different situation. So, like, and Zach, still, he's talking to me, egging me on and dropping hints. Like, not necessarily dropping hints, but he's like, thanks for coming out with me, that kind of thing, because he wanted to come to this meetup. And I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm glad we did it. I don't realize that he's building up, the surprise by doing all. And so I get out there and, like, I'm, like, blinking multiple times. I'm like, that looks like Kelsey. I'm crazy. I'm just wishing she was here. But she's standing, like, in the middle of the floor. Like, everybody else is, like, spread out away from her. So it's even weirder. And I'm like, what is that? And then the closer I get, the more, like, I can see her face, and that's really her. And I'm laughing at that point once it clicks, and she's laughing. She got on a plane to come see me, to spend time with me, and it was one of the best weekends I've ever had. Later on, we went to see Quiet Place, excellent movie. And Sunday, I was like, you want to be my girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not all I said. I told her I loved her. She didn't say the L word back. But hey, You know, I'm a goober, and I'm gonna say stuff when I feel like. So yeah, but that was it. And I was like, "You want to be Facebook official now?" And she was like, "Yeah, we can do that." And so April 21st is our April 21st is like our documented official anniversary. That's basically the rundown, 40-minute long rundown. Hopefully I can edit some of it out for you guys.
Yeah.
Like how we met and the early days of our relationship. You know, we don't tell all of those stories in one go when people ask that question, but like we wanted to get all that out so you guys know. And if you made it this far in the video, why not hit the subscribe button and maybe hit that bell so you get notifications. But if you don't want to hit the bell, you don't have to hit the bell. Like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down. Like either way, it doesn't hurt. Give us a comment below. Like ask us questions. We might even do a Q&A video at some point. And leave your comments. What do you think about our story? Is it cheesy? Is it great? Did you hate it? So I'm going to end the video here before I ramble to death. Say bye, Kelsey.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.